Thank you for your attention.
Welcome to one of the most beautiful places on Earth, the Thousand Islands. In the next hour or so, we'll sail through the heart of the island on our way to romantic Bolt Castle, the scene of a great American love story. Along the way, we'll have close-up views of islands big and small, and some that are barely islands at all. You'll find out why in and around the St. Lawrence River, living in a United Nations Biosphere Reserve. Some of the world's biggest muskies swim in these clear waters, and overhead soar ospreys and eagles.
We'll tell you about the smugglers who used to sail through the islands laden with illegal booze. And we'll cross the border from Canada into the United States, where the St. Lawrence becomes a major international seaway. You might even see one of the massive freighters that ply these waters, hauling cargo between the Great Lakes and the Atlantic.
Now relax and enjoy a few tales of the Thousand Islands, the river, the island, the people. In fact, there are lots more. The official island count is 1,864. It's tough to be exact because people disagree on what is or is not an island. Some say an island has to have at least 2 reefs. Others say one is enough. Everyone does agree on one thing. All of the islands in the Thousand Islands archipelago sit above water level at all times.
Some people live on the largest islands permanently.
Not everybody wants to cross the border publicly. Bootleggers, for instance. In the 1920s, prohibition was in force in America, while Canada had plenty of booze. Naturally enough, some of that booze flowed south across the border, smuggled on boats. The islands amplified the noise from the rum runners' motors, and border agents were always on patrol.
There's one! Hey, stop!
Some smugglers hid the hooch in burlap sacks. If they got caught, they threw the bottom. When the salt dissolved, the buoyancy of the bottles was supposed to carry them back to the surface, where the smugglers could retrieve them later. Divers exploring the riverbed today still find bottles of white lightning that never floated up.
This river holds a lot of secrets. Here's one that it's kept for over a quarter century. During the 7 Years' War, French forces lured a British warship named the Onondaga into the maze of islands near here. The captain realized his ship was trapped, so he lowered 14 men into a boat to look for an escape route. Neither the boat nor the men were ever seen again. They probably fell victim to the French, but no one can say for sure. The search party from the Onondaga built on land. The ingenious owners sank the foundations into a shoal of rock just beneath the water's surface. Building codes are a lot stricter these days, and no longer allow this type of property. Lucky for the owner that existing cottages were allowed to remain.
Islands are fairly young, only around 12,000 years old. At the end of the last ice age, huge glaciers scoured and scraped the
On the far side of the channel, you can see the magnificent boathouse George built on Wellesley Island, with a tower and huge white doors. The main doors are tall enough to accommodate the masts of river steamers and yachts sailing in and out. Visitors today can see an enviable collection of boats from a far grander time.
As we make our way to the front of the castle, look for an elegant archway modeled after the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. Guests at Hart Island who've made their entrance through this arch and docked in the lagoon, welcomed by the ringing bell. George Bolt spared no expense in building a home worthy of his cherished wife. Bolt Castle has 127.
Pardon me, my wife and I would like a room.
The hotel was full, so George offered the gentleman his own room. That customer turned out to be William Waldorf Astor, one of the wealthiest men in America. Astor didn't forget George Bolt. When he built the Waldorf Hotel in New York, George became its proprietor. George introduced room service to the Waldorf, which grew to become the Waldorf Astoria, the world's largest and finest hotel. Louise helped George in his work, making sure the hotel was welcoming to women, both mayor of the Waldorf Astoria alone, and also had large incomes from other business ventures.
Like many American millionaires, the Bolts visited the Thousand Islands. Louise fell in love. George put 300 craftsmen to work building Bolt Castle. They cut granite blocks for the walls from George's own quarry. He imported marble from Italy, tapestries from France, and paintings from around the world. He even rebuilt the shoreline of the island in the shape of a heart. While the castle was under construction, the Bolts lived on the island in what they considered a small house, only 80 rooms or so. There they watched George's gift to Louise taking shape, a monument to his one true love. But she never saw it complete. Louise's health failed, and she died in 1904, only months before she and George would have moved into the castle. George Bolt was devastated. He telegraphed the island in order to stop to all construction. For the rest of his life, he never returned to Hart Island. We're getting close to the American border. Look for a short footbridge between the Zavacon Islands off to your left. Many people say that's the shortest international bridge in the world because the large island is in Canada and the small one is in the United States.
Wait a minute, that's not true. Both the Zavacon Islands are in Canada.
Never let facts get in the way of a good story. Here's another fun fact. Every winter, officials paint the border on the ice with a special red paint. Come springtime, that stripe of paint sinks to the riverbed. If you look down, you might half a century. The powerhouse burned down in 1939 when stray fireworks set its wooden shingles ablaze. Vandals sprayed graffiti everywhere. Local teenagers came over from the mainland to drink and party in the ruin.
Then, in 1977, the Thousand Islands Bridge Authority acquired the island from Noble's estate, recognizing Bolt Castle as a local treasure.